Well, that wild man did it again. At the age of 41, Derek Chisora upset 61 favourite Joe the Juggernaut Joyce over 10 thrilling rounds. Chisora has never been a stranger to action and controversy, and in honour of his legacy-defining victory, let's take a look at the heavyweight division's most likeable bad boy, Derek Del Boy Chisora. Derek Chisora was born on the 29th of December 1983 in Zimbabwe. Chisora and his family moved to the United Kingdom in 1999 when Del was 16 years of age and they lived in Finchley, London. A late starter at sport, Chisora began boxing at age 19. His club, Finchley ABC in Barnet, North London, was also home to heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. Chisora had about 20 amateur fights, which included winning the 2006 ABA Super Heavyweight title after defeating Tom Dallas in the final. He also won a gold medal at the Four Nations Championship. Upon turning pro, Del Boy would win his first 12 fights to earn a shot at the British title, as well as beating journeymen such as Neil Simpson, Tony Booth, Lee Swaby. He defeated fellow prospect Sam Sexton in 6 rounds and Big Carl Baker in 2 rounds. Baker was coming off a shock prizefighter win over British boss Danny Williams. So in fight number 13, Del got a shot at the British Championship. Speaking of shot, that was the champion Danny Williams. Absolutely shot to pieces. Del hammered him in 2 rounds to win the title. The Lonsdale belt had passed from one blood and guts warrior to another. Another victory over Sexton, this time in 9 rounds, brought the Commonwealth title. But then a cheeky 6'9" upstart, Tyson Fury, outscored him over 12 tough rounds to win the title. Chisora had his moments, but young Fury was just too big and too good. Unbeaten record gone, Del shipped up to Helsinki to fight one of the best heavyweight prospects in the world, the Nordic nightmare Robert Helenius. Probably should have been the Nordic knobhead after his recent drug fail. Del was the underdog in this fight, but bossed it from start to finish, and he should have returned to Blighty as the new European champion. However, as already noted, the fight was in Helsinki, so the decision naturally went to Helenius. Very few people agreed. One who certainly didn't was WBC champion Vitaly Klitschko. Along with the WBC, they greenlighted Del rather than Helenius for a world title fight. Chisora certainly caused quite the stir over in Munich. It started when he slapped to stun Vitaly at the press conference. Then he spit a mouthful of water at Vitaly's brother Vladimir prior to the first bell. Vlad had to show real restraint here. Then at the post-fight press conference, Chisora got the worst of it in a wild brawl with fellow British heavyweight David Haye. It was all very eventful, and Chisora returned to Britain as the most hated man in boxing. As for the fight itself, nearly forgot about that, Chisora put on lots of pressure throughout before losing on points against the best heavyweight in the world at the time. For more details on Vitaly Klitschko, please check out my top 20 heavyweights of all time video. Anyway, back to Chisora. So Del had proven he was world class. Now he had to prove he could whip David Haye. The fight in the summer of 2012 was a cracker. Chisora looked like he was starting to wear Haye down, only for Haye to land one of his trademark haymakers in the 6th round and stop Derek. Returning to the fringes of world class, Del went on a 5-fight winning streak, including ending the unbeaten streak of Deontay Wilder's future trainer, Malik Scott. He won that elusive European Championship by stopping the strong German, Edmund Gerber, in 5 rounds. One defense against Andre Palla, who he stopped in 3, was followed by a convincing points victory over a peak former world title challenger Kevin Johnson. On the verge of a big fight, Chisora decided to try his luck against Tyson Fury. It was a big mistake. Fury was at his absolute peak, and he outclassed Del painfully over 10 one-sided rounds. 5 wins followed for Del, before he lost a split decision to Bulgaria's strong and technically competent Kubrat Pulev, whose jab paved the way for a narrow victory. Back in the trenches, Chisora fought fellow world-class Brit Dylan White. A savage give-and-take war ended with Del losing a debatable split decision. A majority points defeat for his old European Championship against Agit Cabal, then unknown, currently a leading contender, seemed to signal the end, but Chisora wasn't finished yet. Thrown in against world-ranked French war machine Carlos Takam, Del took an absolute harding, but demonstrated how deadly he could be when he was hurt, as he blasted Takam into unconsciousness in 8 thrilling rounds. A rematch was duly signed with White, and Chisora was winning a thriller, only to get brutally knocked out in the 11th round. 3 wins followed for Chisora, including blasting out former world title challenger Arthur Spilker, and wearing down and stopping the big punching former Olympic bronze medalist and domestic champion David Price. Next came the current undisputed heavyweight boss Alexander Usyk. Del nearly chased King Ollie out of the ring, but lost a tough fight on points. Del finished the fight bedazzled and bewildered and in need of a war, so in stepped another current leading contender and former WBO boss Joseph Parker. On the night, Chisora started strong, knocking Parker down in the first round with a big right hand. He closed the distance and pressured his opponent in the early rounds, but Parker rallied in the mid to late rounds to win a split decision. A rematch was called, but Parker was much the better man on this night. He dominated the fight, knocking down Chisora 3 times en route to a wide decision. A rematch with Kubrat Pulev followed, with Del Boy winning a somewhat controversial 12-round split decision. Then, for reasons I will never be able to comprehend, Chisora got his second world title fight against a man who had already soundly beat him twice already, Tyson Fury. The most predictable fight in the history of boxing ended when the ref stopped a brave game but ultimately outclassed Chisora in 10 rounds. In all honesty, it appeared his old pal Fury had taken it a little easy on Chisora and thrown in one last payday. But Derek was determined to get to 50 fights, so he won a 10-rounder against former world title challenger Gerald Washington before meeting Juggernaut Joyce at the crossroads. Chisora looked exhausted from the third. He took heavy shots throughout the fight, but threw back with malice, scored a 9th round knockdown, en route to a well-earned 10-round decision. So what next for War Chisora? The guy is a British boxing legend. His heart, toughness, and the depth of his courage have made him an absolute icon. But personally, I want him to retire. How anyone can take the shots he's taken and come out the other side with all his faculties in check, it seems very unlikely. Saying that, Chisora is a nut job. If he isn't brawling with boxers, he's throwing tables at them or headbutting Deliveroo drivers in broad daylight. So boxing is certainly the best place for him, but I'm thinking as a trainer or a second. That would work for me. But anyway, fuck what I think. Del has said he wants 50 fights, so that's what's going to happen. A rematch with Joyce would be another blood and guts war, and a fight that Chisora will be favoured to win. After that, maybe Del could call for a world title shot. What a nice way to end his career, with a third and final world title shot. And can you imagine if he bloody won it? Anyway, boxing fans, what do you think of Derek Chisora? And what should he do next? Tell me in the comments below, and please like and subscribe for more boxing content. I do appreciate it, folks.